The Galactic Council chamber hung in tense silence, a sea of varied forms clustered beneath the grand holographic emblem flickering above them. Representatives from dozens of star systems debated humanity's place in the cosmos, a newcomer whose unpredictable nature unsettled even the oldest races. "Let me be clear," intoned Elder Qrys, the Council's most senior voice, his crystalline eyes piercing the assembly. "The humans possess neither the discipline nor the history of galactic diplomacy. Their unpredictable behavior threatens to ignite conflicts we cannot contain. We urge the factions to leave them neutral. Disturbing that balance is a peril no one can afford." Murmurs spread like ripples across the chamber. Some nodded in agreement, others exchanged worried glances. Ambassador Velkthar's cold gaze rested on the human seat, empty for now. His expansive cloak of deep violet and gold marked the power behind his words. The Zaltari Dominion, a force bent on galactic expansion and control. On Earth, thousands of kilometers away, Captain Mara Donovan stood at the viewing platform of Horizon Prime, the newest human outpost orbiting the edge of Sol's influence. The station's sleek curves gleamed faintly in the distant sun's glow. Behind her, the bustling command center hummed with activity. "Status report." Mara's voice cut through the chatter. Lieutenant Chin, a sharp-eyed officer, tapped a console. "All systems nominal, Captain. Communication steady. No sign of unusual activity on the sensors, aside from the usual deep space background noise." Mara nodded, but her brow furrowed. The Council's warning echoed in her mind like a storm warning. Humanity was young among the stars, yet already many eyes watched, some with curiosity, others with hunger. "Remind me again why they want us to remain neutral?" Dr. Lien asked, stepping beside Mara. The young scientist's enthusiasm tempered by the gravity of their situation. "Because," Mara said quietly, "we're unpredictable. Too chaotic to control, too weak to fight back, yet powerful enough to upset the delicate balance." She turned to face the wide viewport, where Earth hung blue and fragile below them. "Neutrality means survival," Mara added, eyes hardening. "If we pick a side too soon, we risk becoming collateral or worse, a tool for someone else's war." A chime interrupted her thoughts. The communications officer signaled an incoming encrypted message from the Galactic Council liaison. Mara entered the briefing room, where holograms flickered to life. The Council's emblem spun slowly before settling into the stern visage of Ambassador Crash, a reptilian diplomat known for his pragmatism. "Captain Donovan," Crash began, voice clipped, "the Council recognizes the precarious position Earth faces. Several factions, particularly the Zaltari Dominion, express interest in recruiting humanity's resources and fleets. We advise utmost caution. Your mission: preserve human sovereignty while maintaining open channels for diplomacy." "Understood," Mara replied steadily. "We're prepared to defend neutrality but avoid escalation." Crash's scaled brow furrowed. "Many see your kind as a wild card. The Dominion pressures us to act decisively. Should you resist, they will test your defenses with subtle provocations. Then we'll meet those provocations on our terms," Mara said. "No one forces Earth into a war." The transmission ended, leaving Mara with a chill. Outside the station, an alien probe blinked silently against the stars, a silent sentinel whose true purpose was unknown. Later, Mara convened her senior staff in the command room, its walls alive with star maps and data streams. "Recent intelligence confirms unusual activity near Horizon Prime," she began, pointing at a sector marked in red. "Scans detected an unauthorized alien probe operating within our perimeter." Lieutenant Chen frowned. "Could be surveillance. Or worse, a prelude to sabotage," Dr. Lien added. "If they're gathering data on our defenses, it won't be for peace talks." Mara's gaze hardened. "We don't have the luxury of doubt. Increase sensor sweeps and raise alert status. I want every inch of this station monitored. No surprises." One officer raised a concern. "Captain, the political factions back on Earth grow restless. Some push for alliance with the Zaltari to avoid conflict. Others demand strict isolation." Mara exhaled slowly. "That's why Horizon Prime matters. We are the shield and the voice for humanity's choice. We'll hold the line here, no matter the pressure. She paused, scanning the faces around the table. Neutrality isn't weakness, it's the choice to survive with our integrity intact. That means vigilance and unity. No division among us. That night, Mara stood alone on the observation deck. The vastness of space spread endlessly, silent but full of unseen currents. Earth's blue sphere rotated slowly beneath her, a fragile gem floating in the void. Her thoughts drifted to the future, a future where humanity could chart its own path, free from domination. But to reach it, she knew, they would have to withstand storms yet to come. A soft beat pulled her attention to her console. Dr. Lien's message appeared. Probe's signature confirms Zaltari tech. Covert operation probable. Mara's jaw tightened. The warning was no longer abstract. The Dominion's reach was here. She keyed the comm. Lieutenant Chen, double security patrols and prepare countermeasures. I want every corner watched. Chen's voice crackled back, steady but tense. Understood, Captain? The Galactic Council's warning rang in her ears. You should let humans stay neutral. The message was clear. Yet neutrality was not peace. It was a fragile line drawn across a universe eager to erase it. And Captain Mara Donovan would stand firm on that line, humanity's last and fiercest defense. The morning light filtered through the reinforced glass of Horizon Prime's command deck, yet the station's usual hum felt heavier, as if the air itself carried the weight of an unseen threat. Captain Mara Donovan paced steadily, her mind running through the growing list of concerns. The probe discovered yesterday was only the beginning. Captain, you need to see this, Dr. Lien said, gesturing toward her console with urgency. The young scientist's face was tight, eyes flicking between data streams. Mara moved closer, leaning over the display. What are we looking at? Lien tapped several holographic icons, bringing up sensor logs and system diagnostics. There's interference on the main power grid. Minor fluctuations, but repeated and consistent, too patterned to be natural. Lieutenant Chen frowned, stepping in. Sounds like someone's probing our defenses, from the inside. Mara's jaw clenched. Insider sabotage. How soon? Lien's fingers danced over the controls. At least 2 weeks. It's subtle, targeted power dips to specific systems, mostly non-critical, but enough to test our reaction times. It's reconnaissance, not full attack. Yet. Who has the access? Mara demanded. Only a handful of staff and automated systems, Chen replied. We've begun auditing clearance logs, but with the station's size, it's like finding a needle in a haystack. Mara stood, eyes sharp. We can't afford needles. Increase surveillance, random checks, everyone. We'll lose trust, Chen warned. Paranoia spreads faster than sabotage. Trust is earned through actions, not assumptions, Mara said firmly. We don't have the luxury of doubt. The tension tightened its grip over Horizon Prime. Crew members eyed each other with suspicion. Corridors, once casual, now buzzed with hushed conversations and wary glances. Mara felt the weight of leadership settle heavier with every passing hour. Later that day, Mara gathered her senior officers in the conference room. The holographic star map glowed between them, pinpointing Horizon Prime's orbit and surrounding space. I want full diagnostics on every system, Mara ordered. The probe was Zaltari. Now this sabotage, clearly coordinated. We are under covert assault. Lieutenant Chen nodded. We've isolated several unauthorized data packets leaving the station, masked through encrypted channels. We believe the saboteurs are communicating with external agents. Zaltari agents inside the station, Mara said quietly. This isn't just sabotage. It's an invasion by stealth. Dr. Lien hesitated, then spoke. Captain, if I may, some of the compromised systems are linked to our experimental propulsion research. If sabotaged further, they could cause catastrophic failure. Mara's gaze sharpened. That's unacceptable. Protect the research labs at all costs. She turned to Chen. Increase patrols around critical areas. No one goes in or out without clearance. Set up biometric scans and random screenings. Chen nodded briskly. On it. That evening, Mara met with the council liaison again via hololink. Ambassador Crash's face was etched with concern. The Zaltari are known for their ruthless tactics, Crash said. Sabotage, espionage, psychological warfare, whatever it takes to bend their opponents. Mara's voice was steady. We've confirmed their agents on board Horizon Prime. We're tightening security and investigating leaks. Crash's scaled hand clenched. The Council fears escalation. We urge restraint. The Dominion's reach is vast. Any overt countermeasures could trigger conflict. We'll respond carefully, Mara assured. But we cannot stand idle. A flicker passed over Crash's eyes. Captain, remember, your position is as much diplomatic as military. Keep that balance. Mara's lips tightened. Balance is a luxury for the powerful. For us, it's survival. Back on Horizon Prime, the station's atmosphere thickened with unease. One night, a sudden explosion shattered the relative calm, and impact rocked the lower research bay. Alarms blared, red lights flashing as Mara sprinted to the scene. Smoke curled from damaged consoles, and sparks rained from exposed wiring. The blast had crippled vital propulsion research instruments. Damage report. Mara barked. Dr. Lien, coughing from smoke, answered. The core experimental chamber is offline. Data banks partially corrupted. It's sabotage, no question. Mara scanned the crew's faces, some shaken, others grim. Any injuries? Lieutenant Chen shook his head. No casualties, but this was a message. Mara stepped forward. And the reply? Chen's voice was low. We find the saboteurs. We stop this. In the following days, Mara's resolve hardened. Trust fractured across the station, but she held the crew together with clear orders and calm leadership. The young scientist, Dr. Lien, became a key ally, combing through logs for clues. One late shift, Lien called Mara urgently. Captain, I've found something. The data showed encrypted transmissions embedded in routine maintenance logs, messages to a hidden frequency. The saboteurs are coordinating with a relay outside our system. Zaltari? Most likely. The technology matches their signature. Mara's expression darkened. Prepare a counter-strike plan. I want to trap whoever's sending those messages. Tensions peaked when a routine security sweep uncovered a crew member attempting unauthorized access to the station's core systems. The officer was detained swiftly. In interrogation, the suspect's facade cracked. I'm just a technician, he pleaded. They promised protection. I didn't know what it was for. Mara stepped in, voice cold but measured. Who are they? His eyes darted nervously. The Dominion. They offered power, influence. I didn't want to betray Earth, but... His voice faltered. Mara's gaze bore into him. You endangered every person on this station. Neutrality isn't weakness. It's our shield. You'll face the consequences. The station held its breath. Horizon Prime stood between galaxies poised on the edge of war, with every crew member now a soldier in a silent battle. Mara convened her team once more. We face a war not fought with fleets but with shadows, she said. The Zaltari want to break us from within, to force our hand. We won't give them the satisfaction. Lieutenant Chen nodded. What's our next move? We strike back smart. Root out the spies, secure the station, and keep open our lines with the Council. We show the galaxy humanity isn't a pawn but a player. Dr. Lien smiled faintly. And our science, our technology, will be the edge that saves us. Mara looked out once again at the distant Earth, steady and unyielding. Neutrality is fragile, but it's ours to defend. We'll prove we belong here, not by following others, but by standing on our own. The shadows may have crept closer, but the light of humanity's resolve burned brighter still. The holographic chamber of the Galactic Council flickered to life around Captain Mara Donovan, its shifting seats and glowing symbols projecting the weight of countless worlds watching and waiting. Though thousands of light years away, the pressure here was palpable. The Council was no longer merely an advisory body. It was the arena where humanity's fate was quietly, but irrevocably, being decided. Mara took a deep breath, steadying herself. The room brimmed with representatives, each with agendas, alliances, and suspicions. At the center, Ambassador Velkthar loomed, his regal posture unyielding, a symbol of the Zaltari Dominion's might. "Captain Donovan," the Council speaker intoned, "you stand before us representing a species both new and unpredictable. The question before this assembly is simple: can humanity maintain neutrality without unraveling the fragile peace we all depend on?" Velkthar's voice cut through the chamber like a sharpened blade. "Unpredictable is an understatement. The humans have demonstrated reckless independence. To allow them to remain neutral is to invite chaos, instability that could engulf entire sectors." Mara's eyes locked on his. "Neutrality is not recklessness. It is choice. We do not seek chaos, we seek survival on our own terms." A murmur rippled through the representatives, some nodding, others skeptical. Ambassador Crash leaned forward, voice measured. "Captain Donovan speaks for many here. The Council fears that forcing alliances will only push humanity into desperate actions. Yet, neutrality also carries risk. If humans refuse cooperation, they isolate themselves, vulnerable to exploitation. Vulnerability doesn't mean surrender," Mara replied sharply. "It means vigilance and strength and independence." After the formal session, Mara met privately with several council members who showed support. Among them was Ambassador Trelvir of the Karen Collective, a species known for their diplomacy. "You speak with conviction, Captain," Trelvir said. "But neutrality requires more than words, it requires trust and proof of resolve." Mara nodded. "That's what Horizon Prime is for, a bastion of humanity's commitment to peace and self-defense." Trelvir's eyes narrowed thoughtfully. "Yet, the Dominion's shadow looms large. Your people face internal divisions, and some factions on Earth may undermine your stance." Mara's jaw tightened. "We're aware. But every society has fractures. What matters is how they hold together when the pressure rises." Meanwhile, on Horizon Prime, tensions simmered. A covert faction within Earth's government, frustrated by the precarious position and fearful of annihilation, sought secret talks with the Zaltari Dominion. Mara discovered encrypted communications between a diplomat sympathetic to the Dominion's cause and an unknown external contact. "Captain," Dr. Lien said gravely, "this could fracture our unity. If the Dominion gains an ally inside Earth's leadership, our position weakens." Mara's face hardened. "We cannot afford traitors. Locate the source of this communication." Quietly. That evening, Mara returned to the Council Chamber's hololink, joining a crisis session summoned to address the escalating tensions around humanity. Velkthar's voice was colder now, his threat unmistakable. "If the Council will not act, the Dominion will. We cannot allow humans to linger in this dangerous neutrality. Their resources and strategic position are too valuable." Mara met his gaze squarely. "Your threats reveal your fear. Humanity will not be coerced. We will defend our sovereignty." A murmur spread, some shocked at her boldness, others impressed. The Council speaker interjected. "Captain Donovan, your words carry weight, but the risk of conflict escalates with each challenge. What assurances can you offer that humanity will not provoke war?" Mara paused, choosing her words carefully. "We cannot guarantee peace in a universe ruled by ambition. But we can promise that humanity will not be the spark. We seek coexistence, not conquest." Back on Horizon Prime, Mara's team uncovered a troubling truth. Several of the sabotage attempts and leaks traced back to hidden agents embedded deep within their ranks, agents loyal to Velkthar's Dominion. "We're facing an enemy within," Lieutenant Chen reported. "The network is sophisticated. They've learned our protocols and are exploiting trust." Mara's eyes darkened. "This isn't just an assault on technology. It's a battle for humanity's soul." Dr. Lien brought forward new data. "Some of the agents have access to critical systems. If they activate full sabotage, Horizon Prime could be crippled." Mara stood resolute. "We must root them out before it's too late." To flush out the infiltrators, Mara authorized a controlled leak of false information, a tactic to bait the saboteurs into revealing themselves. Days passed with mounting tension, but then a crucial break. One agent attempted unauthorized access to the station's primary power core, triggering an automatic lockdown. In the interrogation that followed, the captured agent was defiant yet shaken. "I serve what I believe is the future," he said coldly. "The Dominion offers order and strength. Your neutrality is a waste." Mara's voice was steady but unyielding. "Your choice was betrayal. You risked everyone's lives for an empire built on domination." His eyes flickered with doubt. "You don't understand their reach." "I understand enough," Mara replied. "And I will stop them." The council reconvened to assess the situation. Some members leaned towards sanctioning intervention against the Dominion. Others urged caution. Ambassador Crash warned, "The Zaltari's ambitions threaten all, not just humanity. But war would be devastating." Mara spoke clearly. "War is not inevitable if we all respect sovereignty. The Council must recognize humanity's right to choose their path, without coercion or conquest." The room was silent. The balance of power teetered on her words. Back on Horizon Prime, Mara stood once more on the observation deck, gazing at the distant blue marble below. Dr. Lien joined her quietly. "Do you think the Council will stand with us?" Mara's gaze was steady, filled with resolve. "They must. Humanity has no other choice but to stand firm. Neutrality is not weakness, it's the foundation of our future." The stars beyond sparkled cold and indifferent, but Mara knew one truth: no matter the pressure, no matter the threats, humanity's fight for autonomy had only just begun. The alarms on Horizon Prime shattered the relative calm like a hammer against glass. Red lights bathed the corridors as an alert blared through the station's comm system. "Security breach, immediate lockdown initiated." Captain Mara Donovan's boots hit the metal floor with purpose. Every muscle was taut as she raced toward the control hub. This was no longer covert sabotage or whispered threats. It was open conflict. Lieutenant Chen awaited her arrival, eyes grim. "They've infiltrated the East Wing, research labs and power conduits. Multiple breaches reported." Mara's voice was firm, steady. "Seal off the area and deploy security teams. No one in or out without my order." The station's corridors became a maze of flashing warning lights and hurried footsteps. The saboteurs, agents loyal to Velkthar, had escalated from shadows to open aggression. In the command center, screens flickered with tactical readouts. Sensors tracked movement in critical sectors. "We're under attack," Chen reported. "Saboteurs aim to cripple our defenses and seize control." Mara's mind raced. Every second lost meant more damage, more lives at risk. "Initiate lockdown protocols for non-critical sectors. Prepare countermeasures. I want the research labs protected above all." Dr. Lien, standing beside her, added, "If they disable propulsion systems, we could be stranded, sitting ducks in hostile space." "No chance," Mara said. "We fight. Hard and fast." Outside Horizon Prime, silent but deadly, sleek Zaltari assault craft swarmed into position, weapons primed. Their strategy was clear: use ground sabotage to weaken the station, then strike from orbit. Mara activated the comm channel. "Velkthar, this is Captain Donovan. Your tactics won't force humanity's hand." Velkthar's voice, cold and commanding, responded. "Captain, you underestimate the Dominion's patience. Join us willingly, or be broken by our persistence. Your neutrality is a threat we cannot allow." Mara's tone was resolute. "Humanity is neither your pawn nor your prize. We choose our own destiny." Back inside, Mara coordinated with security teams. The station's automated defenses activated, energy turrets hummed to life, and containment fields sealed compromised corridors. Lieutenant Chen relayed reports of firefights and skirmishes between human security forces and infiltrators. The battle was brutal, fought in tight quarters amid blinking consoles and cables. "Saboteurs are skilled and desperate," Chen warned. "They know the station's layout better than we expected." Mara clenched her fists. We know them better. Use that. She ordered a surgical strike on the saboteurs' communications hub within the station, a key to severing their external links. Meanwhile, Dr. Lien worked feverishly in the research bay, stabilizing damaged systems and safeguarding critical data. She glanced at Mara, determination shining in her eyes. We're not just defending a station, Lien said quietly. We're defending humanity's future. Mara nodded. And we'll protect it at all costs. Hours stretched as the conflict raged. The station's corridors echoed with bursts of energy, fire, and shouted orders. The human crews fought with grit born of desperation and hope. At last, security forces cornered the remaining infiltrators near the power core. With tactical precision, they subdued the last of Velkthar's agents. Mara exhaled, exhaustion threading through her veins. Status report. Chen's voice was steady but strained. Sabotage contained. System stabilizing. No critical failures. The battle had been costly, but Horizon Prime remained standing, its defenses intact, its crew resolute. The comm channel flickered again. Velthar's voice returned, softer now but no less menacing. You fight well, Captain. But this is only the beginning. Mara replied, voice unwavering. Then we'll be ready. The Galactic Council convened immediately after the attack. The chamber buzzed with urgency, the stakes higher than ever. Ambassador Crash addressed the assembly. The Dominion's aggression threatens all peaceful worlds. Humanity's resilience has bought us time, but the Council must act decisively. Mara stepped forward. Council members, the choice before you is clear: support humanity's sovereignty or watch the galaxy descend into war. We do not seek conflict, we seek respect for our right to exist on our terms. Her words resonated. Several members, previously silent, voiced support. The Council's mood shifted from apprehension to resolve. Back on Horizon Prime, Mara addressed her crew, their faces weary but determined. You have proven that humanity will not be coerced or conquered, she said, pride threading her voice. This station is more than metal and circuits. It is a symbol of what we stand for: freedom, resilience, and hope. Dr. Lien stepped forward. Our work continues. We rebuild, we strengthen, and we prepare, not just for survival but for leadership. Mara smiled faintly. Together, we forge a future where humanity's light shines bright among the stars. As Horizon Prime stabilized, distant stars watched silently, indifferent but witness to a new chapter in galactic history. Neutrality, fragile as it was, had been defended, by courage, by unity, and by an unyielding will. Humanity had chosen its path. And no force, no empire, would make them stray.